cash a meal. And do it through the pain, I don't need a pill. And life gon' get me down, but it won't break my will. Cause I've been chasing this so long, I can't give up. I won't give in, been through too much. I done prayed for the money, I done prayed for the fame. I done prayed that I will make a sacrifice and play this game. I done prayed that my life would never be the same. I done prayed that I will make it bring glory to my name.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, this podcast is brought to you by Final Form Supplements. Final Form Supplements is a supplement brand with honesty labeling. So the labeling in supplements is Wild Wild West. Sometimes labels aren't honest. They have things in there that's on in there. We don't have to worry about that with Final Form Supplements. We got everything you need from protein powder, creatine, skin care, soap for your skin, handcrafted soap, and we have all kinds of things. Go to finalformsubs.com, that's S-U-P-P-S, finalformsubs.com, use promo code COACHSTRIB, all caps, no space, get 10% off your order, and make sure you like, comment, subscribe on whichever video you're watching here at Ivy Talks Podcast Network, and enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the NFL coverage. We're going to go over week 8 of the NFL, and again some statistical leaders as well as the division rankings, and then go over games I'm looking forward to, games to watch, Coach Strib's games to watch for week 9. So week 8, Thursday, we had the Minnesota Vikings, Rams taking on Minnesota Vikings, Rams winning 30-20. Cleveland Brown beating the Baltimore Ravens 29-24. Jameis Winston stepped up because Deshaun Watson is out for the season, and Jameis Winston stepped up and had himself a game. Like, he looked really good out there. If I can bring up the stats for you, Jameis Winston, 334 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 27-41. Just played phenomenal. Passer rating of 115, and also Nick Chubb doing decent with 52 yards, and then Foreman at 26. So running games run by committee, but Jameis Winston had him a game, and Baltimore just couldn't get it done there. Down at the last play, they're trying to take a shot at the end zone, but just couldn't get it. Receiver slipped, and Cleveland wins the game. Texans beat the Colts 23-20. Packers beat the Jacksonville Jaguars barely there. That came down to the end, 30-27. Tennessee Titans get absolutely demolished by Detroit Lions. Knew that was probably going to happen. Detroit Lions win 52-14. Falcons beat the Buccaneers 31-26. Jets lose to the Patriots 25-22. Cardinals barely get away with the win against the Miami Dolphins. Again, this is the first game Tua came back for the Miami Dolphins. He played all right, 28 of 38, 234 yards, 1 passing touchdown. And then Akane had, I think I'm saying his name right, had 97 yards on 10 carries. So he played pretty well considering what he was coming back from. But again, the Cardinals with Kyler Murray gets it done there, 28-27. Eagles beat the Bengals 37-17. Chargers manhandle the Saints 26-8. Seahawks lose to the Bills 31-10. Washington Commanders, Chicago Bears. Jaden Daniels with a Hail Mary to win the game for the Washington Commanders. The Commanders move 6-2. So the Commanders are looking like a potential contender for the Super Bowl, or at least making a good playoff run. But we'll see, because I do believe Jaden Daniels is on the injury list. Let me double check that, because I saw there was some news reports on players. No, he's not. No, he's good. He got active. He just came off injury. But anyway, he's good to go. Chiefs, Raiders. Chiefs win 27-20. Patrick Mahomes becomes the fastest QB in NFL history to reach 30,000 career passing yards, 103 games played, and the Chiefs stay undefeated, even though the Raiders got up on them early. Panthers, Broncos. Broncos win 28-14. Panthers move to 1-7. Dallas Cowboys, again, like I said last week, this was a game to watch. I feel like this was a must win for the Cowboys. They don't get it done. San Francisco 49ers get the win. Cowboys move to 3-4. 49ers are 4-4. So it's looking like Dallas might be is probably gonna have a rough season. Again, it's still kind of early They could rally back, but it's not looking likely with the momentum that they have, which is basically none. And then New York Giants, Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers win 26-18. Again, Russell Wilson getting it done for the Steelers. 278 yards, a pass touchdown, no interceptions. He's taking care of the ball. He's not turning it over. Najee Harris, 19 rushes for 114 yards. So they got it done on the ground as well as just taking care of the ball and passing. And the Steelers moved to 6-2. Again, I feel like nobody's really talking about them because of the QB struggles they did have, even though they were winning early on. But they're 6-2. So we'll see how that plays out the rest of the season. So let's go to standings. Again, I'm going to go in each division. I'm just going to do the order at which they are 1 through 4 for each division. AFC East, Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins, New England Patriots, New York Jets. AFC North, Pittsburgh Steelers, Baltimore Ravens, Bengals, Browns. AFC South, Texans, Colts, Jags, Titans. AFC West, Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, Raiders, with Chiefs being the only undefeated team left. NFC East, Washington Commanders, Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants. NFC North, Detroit Lions, Packers, Vikings, Bears. NFC South, Falcons, Bucks, Saints, Panthers. NFC West, Cardinals, 49ers, Seahawks, Rams. Now, going over some statistical leaders real quick. Passing yards, Geno Smith at 2,197. Passing touchdowns, Baker Mayfield at 21. Receiving yards, Jamar Chase at 674. Receiving touchdowns, Jamar Chase at 7. Rushing yards, Derrick Henry at 946. Rushing touchdowns, Derrick Henry at 9. Interceptions, Xavier McKinney at 6. Defensive tackles, Zaire Franklin at 87. And Dexter Lawrence for sacks at 9. Now, coming up, we have week 9. Let's go over who's facing who and then Uncle Strib's games to watch. Houston, Jets, Thursday night. Then Sunday, we have Broncos at Ravens, Raiders at Bengals, Patriots at Titans, Saints at Panthers, Cowboys at Falcons, Miami at Bills, Chargers at Cleveland, Commanders at Giants, Jags at Philly, Bears at Cardinals, Rams at Seahawks, Lions at Packers, Colts at Vikings, and then Monday night we have the Bucks at Chiefs. Bye week we have Pittsburgh and the San Francisco 49ers. I really don't have too many games to watch. Obviously, we'll go with the Tennessee Titans because your boy is Nashville, born and raised Tennessean. And the Tennessee Titans are a 3.5-point favorite. Both teams are not very good. Titans are 1-6. Patriots are 2-6. So I don't know if I'm expecting much, but I think Titans could probably get this dub out of all the teams that they're playing. If they're going to get a dub, it'd have to be now, or we're just going to lose out the rest of the season. But I am interested in seeing the Jets Thursday night, Jets versus Texans. Jets are a 2-point favorite, and I'm curious to see if the Jets can somehow get some chemistry. They added Devontae Adams. They have Garrett Wilson. They have Garrett Wilson. They have these monsters on offense. Breece Hall at running back. You got Aaron Rodgers. Can they get things going offensively and then bunker down on defense? Can they win scoring 28 points and only giving up 21? Can they get that going? Because we know they have the secondary. We know their defense has the potential to be a top 5 defense. I think their defense is 5th. They have a top 5 defense. Offensively, they're 23rd. Passing yard, they're 13th. Rushing, they're 30th. So they gotta find a way to get that run game going, and I think it'll open it up for everything else. So I'm just curious to see if the Jets can get it together, as well as the Texans. And remember, the Texans, they're 6-2, solid team. But CJ Stroud's playing great this year. He's got almost 2,000 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 95 passer rating, which is decent. They got Joe Mixon. Their run game is pretty darn good. It's decent. It's middle of the pack, but they have a dynamic running back, and their passing's 8th in the NFL. Their overall offense is 9th. So we have a top 10 offense going against a top 5 defense. How is CJ Stroud and the coaching and the organization is going to make adjustments? How is that defense going to make adjustments? Because even though Jets offensively is 23rd, you have one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever do it. You have one of the greatest receivers to ever do it, as well as young receivers that are potential future superstars in such a young team. And then again, you have vets like Alan Lazard. Like they have on paper, they have what they need in terms of just dynamic playmakers and just veteran players. Can they put it together? So that's going to be probably the first game to watch. And then outside of that, I don't know if Cowboys and Falcons is on my game to watch, simply because I don't think Cowboys get it. I don't think Cowboys do it. I think Falcons are playing pretty decent ball. They're first in the NFC South, 5-3. I think Falcons pretty much handle it. I think, again, Cowboys, they are known for being inconsistent. They could come out and blow Falcons out, even though they've been struggling. But I don't know. That's not really a game to watch for me. So I'm really just going to go with that one. And what I will say is the Packers and Detroit, I'm going to have my eyes on. Detroit's 6-1, Packers are 6-2. Detroit's such a well-coached team. They're a well-oiled machine. Their run game, their pass game, all of that is working hand in hand. Their offense is fourth. They got a top 5 offense. Green Bay Packers offense is 6th. Defensively, their defenses are pretty close. They're like bottom of the NFL. Detroit's defense is 20th. Packers defense is 16th. So it should be a pretty evenly matched game. So I think it'll be an interesting game. I believe where is it at? Detroit's a 3.5-point favorite. So they're expecting it to be basically within a field goal or 2. So I'm curious to see how this game turns out, simply because I think whoever wins this can kind of catapult themselves into making a run here in the season for that team. And then lastly, I will throw this game in there just out of curiosity. I'm going to throw in the Ravens and the Broncos, because the Broncos have been quiet. They've been quietly good this year. They're 5-3. Both teams are 5-3. Ravens, this last game, I don't want to say it's a fluke, but they had a hiccup. They really probably should have got one there. If that receiver doesn't slip on that out route or on that corner route in the end zone, they probably win the game, because he would have been open. Lamar would have thrown it there, but they didn't. For me, I'm curious on this one. For both sides, Ravens, can you come back? Can you make sure you don't turn one loss into 2 losses and 2 losses into 3 losses? Can you take this one loss, learn from it, and then get back to winning football? Can you basically get your momentum back? Don't go into this slippery slope. And for the Broncos, can you continue this momentum? They won against the Panthers this last game. Can you keep that momentum going with winning ball? So now I'm curious to see how each team comes in, because either one team's going to get 2 losses in a row if you're the Ravens, or you could be a team that gets 2 wins in a row, which is the Broncos. So that one's another one I'm going to have on my games to watch, just to see how the Ravens handle adversity and to see how the Broncos try to hold on to momentum. So that's going to be my games to watch for week 9. I appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll catch you guys next week on the NFL coverage.
My destiny, I'm gonna chase my dreams.